We're going to call the meeting to order. Roll call. Everyone is present. We will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any changes to the agenda for this evening? If hearing none, do we have an approval for the agenda as it stands?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as it is.
Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Dave. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have public input. We have Chrissy Schumann, EA
Approval.
President.
Yeah, we did the approval. There
Okay.
were
We
no
did,
Sorry.
there were no
changes.
changes. Yep,
I
we didn't
wrote
have
it
to do
the wrong
anything.
one. Thank you.
Okay. Public input, Chrissy Schumann, EA President. Yeah. That's fine. Yep.
Dear members of the LeRoy-Ostrander Board of Education, my name is Chrissy Schumann. I've been teaching here 4th grade for 5 years. Teaching has been my dream since I was a little girl, and I am thankful every day to be here, sincerely living that dream. Last year, I was elected to represent our Education Association as president. This position has proven to be demanding and also fulfilling in leadership roles and helping and learning together with my colleagues who are 100% the best of the best. Principal Hungerholt sent a letter to us last week, I believe it was last week, stating numerous positive activities that are going on here in our district. Tonight, I would like to piggyback off of that letter by letting you know what your teachers are proud of in their classrooms. So some of them you will be able to figure out who they are, and others of them you might not know who they are. But I'm proud to finally be able to give my students the opportunity to learn through an experience again. By consistently being back in person, I have been able to get my kids back into the lab actually doing science instead of just hearing about the theories or walking through virtual simulations. I have seen the spark return along with those always treasured aha moments that we teachers live for. I feel proud when I see the elementary students working together as a team to get the job done during sport games activities, and while also displaying good sportsmanship. I am proud of the fact that myself and students have written numerous grants for ag classroom teaching materials and FFA service grants and gotten just about every grant. Every service project FFA has conducted this year has exceeded the set goal for the event. This year I have been teaching reading using more of a reading workshop model, which gives students more time to read books at their level. I am proud of my high school art students creating a cardinal for their school using pennies the bank donated. I am proud of my 10th grade PE students helping set up and take down the gym for the band choir Veterans Day programs during their PE time, and Nina for giving them treats afterwards. And as a PE teacher, I'm proud to work with staff that allow me to share their classrooms and gyms when mine are being used. Thanks. I'm proud to be working with Leisha collaboratively to differentiate reading for the 3rd graders in order to bridge their gap with COVID instruction. How about just the fact that we are all working together as a team to create an environment in which all students feel safe and ready to learn? I am proud of and appreciative of the general education and special education teachers consistently working together to address the individual educational needs and support for students. I am proud of the progress in reading and math skills of the students as indicated by FastBridge testing. My kindergarten students are doing so well learning to blend sounds as they learn to read independently. They are now able to apply their knowledge of letter sounds to write complete sentences. It is fun to watch them light up when they see a word in a book that they recognize. They are so proud of how well they are reading and enjoy reading to one another. All the numerous projects in my classes, but most importantly, the creativity of the students making/designing said projects. I am proud of the first graders for writing short reports. They found 2 or 3 facts about an animal online. Then they wrote about the animal and chose a picture to present with the project. The students also created a digital report using Chatter Kids, where they read the report as the animal. The digital reports were sent to parents using Seesaw. The first grade class is also currently learning about a chicken life cycle while hatching baby chicks. Students making posters representing the literary terms that we cover. I am proud of the relationships my preschoolers have formed with the residents of Wildwood Grove. Both the residents and the students look forward to visits, and it warms my heart to watch the generations interact. Once a month, second graders make an art project that goes to the Ostrander and LeRoy nursing homes. I am proud that my seniors in sociology class had the opportunity to use the facts room to create and sample a variety of food dishes from around the world. And I was supposed to sing this, so these are a few of my favorite things. All things STEM. Helping the third grade class creates presentations of their invention project, and then having students present their projects to their peers. Hour of coding for all classes to introduce them to computer programming, web design class, diving in deep to create websites, using graphing technology to quickly analyze graphs and math classes, and of course creating STEM challenges like pumpkin chucking and STEM Survival Week to engage students and get them applying what they know. My students love helping me with the concession stand. They get to learn about percentages and profit margins with hands-on real-life application. My senior high choir decided to sing a different song at the last minute with only 4 rehearsals until the concert, and they absolutely nailed it. This year's 5th grade band has the absolute best sound as a group that I have had since I started here. They are working very hard. I'm proud of my students for creating artwork in our room. The students were respectful to each other and were proud of what they accomplished. As a school board, we, the LOEA, along with administration, would like to challenge you to join us in promoting positivity, not only in our school, but in our community and everywhere we go. In order to get us all started, I would like to give just some quick, easy ideas on how to do this. You can feel free to take notes if you want. This is the teacher in me. So, showing gratitude. Seeing positive qualities in others helps bring out the positive qualities in yourself. Gratitude expands your happiness and can transform your way of thinking. Gratitude is especially helpful in the workplace because it helps develop respect, trust, and mutual appreciation among peers. Help spread gratitude by complimenting colleagues and spreading random acts of kindness. Use positive messaging. Remember, words are powerful. Positive messaging means using words that are laced with optimism. Communicating in a positive and constructive way will change the way your listeners receive your feedback. Your communication should be personal, encouraging, passionate, and empowering. Plus, a positive message will always have more impact. Praise, thankfulness. We all crave some recognition or praise for our efforts. A simple thank you really does go a long way. Make it a habit to thank someone for their work at least once a day. But remember, keep that genuine. Part of practicing thankfulness is learning to realize when you are truly thankful for something. Did a colleague's idea from a meeting truly inspire you? Did someone go out of their way To make your day even just a little bit easier, send them a quick email. Stop by their desk. Let them know. Appreciate the little wins. It's easy, as we all know this year, to celebrate major milestones. But remembering to celebrate the steps along the way can be difficult. Every goal requires smaller steps of action. And most of the time, those actions get overlooked. Remember to always appreciate the little wins and give recognition to the employees who might be behind the scenes. You as a board, lots of times are behind the scenes. Smile, even when you don't feel like it. The simple act of turning your frown upside down can help boost positive thoughts and feelings. Smiling tricks your mind into feeling happier. A genuine smile is also crazy contagious. Even if a sale just fell through, or numbers are down, or the kids are being stinkers, smiling at a coworker, anybody, helps remind them and yourself that everything will be okay. Develop relationships. Fostering healthy work relationships is essential for a positive work environment. Find ways to create relatedness among your colleagues. Social gatherings, regular check-ins. That's a great way to develop healthy relationships with your employees, coworkers, and supervisors. Be careful not to get tunnel vision when it comes to creating work relationships. For the most positive work environment, you want to develop trust and respect for all levels of superiority within the workplace. Know your mission. Our team mission is extremely important. It's in our mission statement on our website if you want to look it up. Understanding why behind what we do helps spread positivity, even on the worst work days. When the office is down in the dumps, needs a positive pick-me-up, remind yourself and your team of the why. And in our job as teachers, the why are the kids that come in every day. In my humble opinion, there is no greater feeling in the world than that of being appreciated. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, Christy was the only one we had for public speaking, so next we're going to go on to recognition and good things happening. Congratulations to Carrie Lowe and Tanya Keim on their acceptance into the Letters Language Essential for Teachers and Reading and Spelling program. Letters was developed by Dr. Louisa Motz and Dr. Carol Toman, and it provides teachers with the skills they need to master the fundamentals of reading instruction. Phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, writing, and language. This is an MDE initiative, and the teachers needed to apply. Also, congratulations to the LO Classroom Spelling Bee winners, Lily, Carter, Tessa, Grayson, Xavier, Grayson, Eliana, Natalie, Spencer, Savannah, Eli, Braden, and DJ. The district spelling bee will be held at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, January 19th. The snow day rescheduled date is Friday, January 21st. On we move to our consent agenda and the approval of the meeting first, of the regular meeting minutes from December 21st. Are there any corrections? Nope. Okay, was there any corrections to the January 3rd organizational meeting minutes? Treasurer's reports. January bills, December wires, December treasurer's report and bank reconciliation, budget summary, and student activity funds. Dave?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. We had 2 fundraiser requests. One is the Washington, D.C. cookie dough decorating kits, which will be done from January 31st to February 15th. And Washington, D.C. Club Bake Sale Night, January 19th through the 21st. We have no donations to report. Personnel. The approval and resignation of Haley Hungerholt as Cardinal Kids worker and junior high basketball coach effective January 7th. And approve the resignation of Diane Whalen, Cardinal Kids Coordinator, ECFE, effective January 14th, 2022. Does anybody have any changes?
I don't have a change, but I would like to add in there the recognition of all that Diane Whalen has done for our school, the great work she's done, valuable asset to the programs that she worked with, and just a recognition of her good hard work for us.
Thank you, Deb. Anybody have anything else? Then I'm looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Tim,
Second?
second by Deb. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion items. Number 1, policy review. Policy meeting was postponed this month, so policies will be coming back in February. We also need to look at school board committee assignment. One we missed last week was buildings and grounds. Currently, it is Dave, Tim, and Cassidy, so we need to reassign that committee.
I'd be glad to stay on that.
Okay, Dave,
I'd like to stay, please.
Tim,
I'd like to stay.
Cass? Okay, do I have a motion to approve that Dave, Tim, and Cassidy will stay on as buildings and grounds?
I'll make the motion to keep Dave, Tim, and Cass on.
Okay, motion by Pat,
I'll second that.
second by Deb. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have the acceptance, the resignation of Dave Lenning as school board chair. As you guys know, Dave
No,
sent...
treasurer.
Or excuse me, sorry, school board treasurer. As you guys know, Dave sent the board an email last Wednesday declining the position, so we need to accept his resignation.
I'll make the motion to accept Dave Lunning's resignation for school board treasurer.
Okay, motion by Cassidy,
Second.
second by Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We now need to elect a school board treasurer, so going back to how we did this last week, I'm going to call 3 times for nominations. Do we have is there a nomination for school board treasurer?
I would like to nominate Deb.
Okay. Is there a nomination for school board treasurer? Any other nominations for school board treasurer? As there are no other nominations, Deb, congratulations, you are the treasurer for 2022.
I will take the training, and the training is on February 2nd and 9th, and I will learn what I need to know and do the best I can.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you, Deb.
Yep.
We also need to approve the school district depository, and currently it is First State Bank of Leroy. Is there a motion to approve the depository?
I'll make a motion to approve the First State Bank of Leroy as the school district depository.
Motion by Tim,
I'll second. Dave,
Whichever.
oh, you're both fighting over it, I'll give it to Cass.
Very good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have the approval of the school district newspaper. Currently, it is the Mower County Independent.
I'll make the motion to keep it the same, Mower County Independent.
I second that.
Motion by Pat, second by Deb. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. The last is the approval of the school district legal counsel, only to be accessed by the superintendent and the board chair. Currently, we have Adam, Sween, and Ritzy out of Austin.
I move we keep them as well.
Okay, motion by Dave.
I'll
Second.
Second, I'll give this one to Pat. Second by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay, next we have staff, student services, staff reports.
All right, I'm going to take over for
Okay.
student services tonight just because Mr. Carrier is up supervising. So he did bring us his notes. So first thing from the activities department, some basketball updates. Boys are 7-3, their record is third in the Southeast West Division. Girls are 3-8 record, that's fourth in the Southeast West Division, so they're doing really well. Girls basketball parents night, don't forget January 20th versus Spring Grove. Boys basketball parents night is February 4th versus Kingsland. Football updates, football championship rings will be coming in at the end of the month. A ring ceremony is currently in the process of being planned. So we've been talking about that quite a bit, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Football championship banner was purchased for the main gym through BSN, so you guys will be seeing that soon, and it's really great. Actually, I can send you guys the board. I won't send the community, but the board a quick look at it. It's pretty nice.
Who is it coming through?
BSN.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
Good.
One act play updates. I know many of you know this already, but we want to first of all thanks to our community members, Deb Rayburn, Barry Rayburn, Ben Rayburn, Donna Mae Lawson, and Axel Gumbel for their help on Saturday, January 15th with regards to getting our one act play prepared for the section performances. Their guidance and advice and support is very much appreciated. I didn't know if you all knew who was involved in that, but it was a pretty big deal. The one act play will have a rehearsal performance on Sunday, January 23rd at Southland. So we're trying again to continue to work collaboratively with other districts on items. Also, they'll have sections at Rochester Lourdes High School on Saturday, January 29th, so we'll be traveling there. If you can make it, that'd be great, everybody. A couple other items from the ADE perspective. All fall coaches' evaluations are complete. Kylie Welsh is the LeRoy-Ostrander AAA award winner. Folks, that's a big deal if you don't know much about it. It really exemplifies what a true student, athlete, artist is, and we're just so proud. So congratulations to that. This will be coming. I know our board is aware of this, but for our community to know this, you probably heard the Minnesota State High School League passed a motion that in season 2023, basketball season 2023, we will be having a shot clock. And so we've been already starting to do our research that possibly quotes between $4,500 to $5,500 just for the shot clock alone.
I know this is silly, but I don't know what a shot clock is. I read that in the, I mean, I read it in there and said, we're going to need a shot clock, and I honestly did not
College
know.
and NBA have it. It's usually mounted on the top of the backboard, so you can't sit there and just pass the ball for like 2 minutes and waste time. You have to take a shot before that clock goes to zero.
Oh.
Almost like a play clock
That
for football.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I was like, I do not know what that is.
So needless to say, it's pretty spendy.
Yeah.
We have to do it though because it will be a bylaw. Now keep in mind, that's just the upfront cost of the device itself. We also have training costs for who's ever going to run the shot clock, and also the night they're going to sit there and run it. So training and, of course, the effort of doing that. So we'll keep you posted on what we're hearing from the State High School League on that. Let's see. In terms of the student services position, we want to continue to update on those bullet points I sent the board and that we reported out last month. So we're at 42% RCA usage, so that's up 4% from December. We had 3 bullying cases. So per the LO policy, all cases have to be investigated thoroughly and have been concluded as a pure conflict and not a bullying issue. MCA information that's coming up rather quickly, our testing. So the testing committee will meet at the end of January to set dates with the testing windows between March and May. In the past, it's typically taken place in April. We can expect MCA prep during study sessions every Wednesday. So we're going to implement those again. The teachers have really embraced that idea to just really kind of hammer down with our kids some of that need to know information. So it'll be really good again this year. Attendance information. This is good considering we're still in a pandemic. We are at 91.34% at the high school level, so just shy of 92% attendance rate. That is huge for school districts right now. That feels really good. Elementary is actually a little bit higher at 92.6%. So our littles are getting here. The big ones are probably still sleeping in. I have a couple at home myself. So. Anyway, if you ever want to see attendance reports, we can surely do that for the board too, but these are the summary reports. This is what it looks like. Community, I know you can't see it, it's really tiny, but we run these regularly just to make sure, granted it's very different when we're dealing with COVID every day, but we like to run these reports to make sure we're getting our kids to school. We know when they're here, they're going to learn. And so, but we do run these reports. So if you ever want to see it, let me know, I can send it off. So that's from the Student Services Department.
I have one thing I want to add to that. Back talking about the one act play, the performance that's in Adams is on the 23rd at 1 o'clock. And people are required to wear masks, just so you know ahead of time that you have to have a mask to be there. And the last I heard, the Saturday, January 29th performance in Rochester, the last I heard, is not going to be allowed to have
Yes,
guests.
I kind of heard that too,
Yeah.
but I wasn't.
So I think it's just going to be, because there's going to be several different schools and their teams and so I think the one on the 29th, at least the last I heard, there's not going to be allowed to have spectators. So if you want to see them go on the 23rd, bring a mask.
And then I got one question or comment, Jen. So to me, the 91, the 92% sounds pretty good. Is that comparable to years when we didn't have COVID?
I'm just going to suggest this without looking at data. I'm going to suggest it's probably a little lower.
Okay, but not, I mean, 90.
Not
pretty
significantly.
good.
We want to stay within that 90
Yeah.
for sure. If you don't, there could be some possible, talks from MDE saying, wait a minute here, why are your attendance rates so low? And we have such a small cell size. So
Yeah.
keep in mind percentage, if it's only 1%, our cell size really is huge, if you think about it, when you look at the math. So, I'd say again, with a small cell size, being in a pandemic, kids want to be here, and they're here. So I'm pretty happy with the data.
Okay. Student representative, I'm guessing we don't have him tonight. He's playing basketball.
He's playing
That's
ball.
right.
Sorry, and he does apologize. He said, I'm sorry.
You
Mrs.
got to
Decker,
play
I can't be there."
basketball.
Next, we have the principal's reports.
All right. Hopefully my voice lasts this whole time. I feel fine. I just woke up this way. I'm sorry. So I started out January. We didn't have a lot to report on, so I had sent the board a letter, just a lot of positive things, just kind of some of the new initiatives we've taken on over the years. They hear me a lot of times talk about different letters and what they mean and different programs. So just going to fill everybody in a little bit of what we're doing. Some things that are different from other high schools and elementary, so I thought were pretty cool. So a lot of great opportunities for our students, all the way K through 12. There's just a list of some of the extras we have here. Title I services for grades K through 12. That's for students that may not quite be at grade level or need extra help. Targeted services, grades 3 through 8. That's an after-school program to help students with their academics. We do have tutoring services, grades K through 12, that we try to use our NHS members, student council members, things like that. Reading Corps, that's a grades K through 3, but that's just working on students that are below grade level and getting them up to their grade level, whatever grade they're in K through 3. Win time, grades 6 through 12, that's what I need. We do that every other Wednesday, and that's where each students can go see whatever teacher they need for extra help. We have an HS for grades 11 through 12. Student council opportunities, grades 6 through 12. FFA program, grades 7 through 12. We just started a leadership academy this year for grades 10 through 12. My goal is to have that, and like I said, it's probably going to be a few years before this really comes to full fruition of getting everybody the opportunity to be in those leadership classes. We have the Mobile Mama program that talks about cyberbullying and things like that in grades K through 12. We are working on getting her back this year. It's just been a scheduling problem with COVID and things like that. We do character education, grades K through 5. Cardinal time in grades K through 5, that's once a month where we recognize the kids. You may see the pictures on our website or Facebook. Sorry. I don't have it. So that's for elementary. That's where they, maybe 2, 3, 4 kids per grade get nominated for the good things they're doing. And then Cardinal Pride is grades 6 through 12, and that's once a quarter, because then we recognize attendance, honor rolls, and things like that as well. You guys already heard about the monthly art projects in the second grade. There they take them to the nursing home. We just started this year the work-based education program. We just got that approved. We have one student doing that, and I foresee that growing as well. We also have the elementary experience, grades 9 through 12, where high school kids, instead of maybe taking a study hall or something, they could go work with the little guys down in the elementary. And some of the other extracurricular activities that we've kind of tried to bring back or had, or however you want to say it, other than just sports. We had drama, grades 3 through 12, which we've paired up with Southland. The One Act Play we've tried to bring back for grades 9 through 12. it might be 7 through 12.
7, yeah.
7 through 12. And then spelling bee, grades 3 through 8. So that's just some of the extra stuff we have. Some of the things you guys might see on the posters. You might see the Pride posters that are up. That is K-12. That is school-wide. That goes along with our RCD, our Responsibly Centered Discipline theory and philosophy that we're working at for the last 3 years. So PRIDE stands for perseverance, respect and responsibility, integrity, discipline, and empathy and kindness. And those are the letters and words that we work when it deals with, comes out of Trevor's office or my office or in the classroom. We're trying to stay consistent, K through 12, and that's just kind of what our philosophy is, and we've tied in the Leadership Academy is going to work on those things. And then with the Responsibly Centered Discipline, we are in our 3rd year with that. Like I said, the PRIDE is kind of the backbone of everything we're moving forward with. And I kind of looked at our old, and I put this in there, and the board probably read this, but we've had mission statements and vision statements in the past on our world's best workforce. I don't know if we've updated those for quite some time. So as we move forward with that, I'm going to suggest to the board or that group that works on the world's best workforce at some point if we could somehow, when we look at the new motto and vision, to tie this in there. So it's a complete school program. So just a little heads up on that. This is our 3rd year with the Responsibly Centered Discipline. You may have heard me talk about Larry Thompson. He's a national known speaker and author of all these things. At the end of this year, he's coming back in April, I believe, and I believe at that time we will be considered the RCD model school, the very first one in the state of Minnesota. And he goes nationwide, so that's pretty cool that we get to get that publicity for our school, and we really work hard at the trainings. We use our PLCs we use for trainings on that, so if anybody ever wants any more information on how that works, just stop in. I can talk on days for that. It's kind of not all that exciting when you get down to it, but if you'd like to talk to me about it, that'd be great. Let's see, what else we had. Just one thing with the Student Service Center is now where all the student-related issues or activities go. I still assist with all of those things. But another things other than just working with the students and the discipline up there, they're taking the next step with our career and college readiness, our testing program, our academics, the attendance, character education, scheduling, credit recovery, college visits, work-based release. And as we keep growing that department, I would see more opportunities for more students to come out of that office as well. So that's really good up there, really cool. Another thing you guys have heard me talk, there's been some development with our CNA program. We didn't get a chance to move down to the Mayo Clinic building here in town this year, but we're working on getting all of our CNA equipment, which is in that old wood shop back there right now, down to the Mayo Clinic building downtown. I've been working with Mayo Clinic, and the LSS homes just got brought into this as well, along with a private financial donor and possibly RCTC, where we're going to work on students not only from LeRoy but that take our program, because this consortium students can take our program. Some financial incentives, be it scholarships and or job opportunities here in town. If you take our CNA program and want to work at one of the LSS homes in town, we're working on that to get that all. That is still in the works. There's a lot of moving pieces because there's a lot of different people. Actually, I think it was the snow day, I had a Zoom call with a bunch of people. So we are working on that because LSS homes in town, I believe, are losing workers and maybe even closed down a house or two in town. So we're trying to, my understanding is I think they have a year to get workers and get those back up and running before they have to go through all the whatever that entails of bringing them back. So we're working really hard with our students to maybe make them employable and working with the school so they get extracurricular and things like that. So that's a pretty cool opportunity that our kids and the consortium students also have. This year we moved to additional college courses with RCTC and a couple other online avenues, foreign language, sign language. We added STEM this year. We now offer chemistry on site. Before we had to go and get it over ITV or Zoom or something along those lines. And then we've also added a careers class for our 8th and 9th graders as well. We are working on implementing a curriculum cycle. As I don't know, you guys probably don't know how much a curriculum costs, but pulling that off in our budget, it's about probably $40,000 to $50,000 K through 12 to implement a new subject. So we haven't been on a regular every year, but we need to. Our next two subjects are science and language arts are the two that we're working on hopefully here in the next year or two to get back on a curriculum cycle so we can update our materials. We have updated social studies and our math is where we've updated so far in the last couple of years. So we're looking good on that. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to share those things with you guys. There's not a lot that has gone on since the start of January to now. But we try to do, I need to do better at getting this out to the public and the surrounding communities because I think we offer a lot of unique things other schools don't, especially our size. And we have really great opportunities for our students. And I might have missed some. Those are just some of the things that I know I haven't talked about, I've been talking about to the board. I think maybe a year or two ago, I think I read another list of about 60, 70 things, other positive things we've done in about the last 10 years. So I just, like I said, just something to share in January because it's January. But a lot of good things going on, and I'd just like to see some of these keep moving on. And like I said, we offer a lot of different things other schools don't. I just don't want to lose those opportunities for our students. So any questions? I know that's a lot of stuff. Any questions from anybody? Any of that stuff? Like I said, any of the stuff you guys questions on, stop in. I've already had one conversation with a parent about the work-based thing, and I think that's working out pretty good. And I foresee other students taking advantage of the work-based opportunity. And we'll keep at it. And like I said, if people have questions, if we can make it work, I'm more than willing to make a lot of these things work, or at least try them once. If they're a bad idea, they're a bad idea, but at least we tried them. Like I said, anything for the kiddos. So if you have any questions, let me know. Or have ideas, let me know. So,
Thank you, Aaron.
yeah.
Next, we have superintendent report.
All right. Aaron took some of my thunder away, so I'll make mine a little shorter.
Sorry.
A little shorter. But he did mention the work-based learning, where we're having our students go into the community, and we really want to keep pushing that and continue to partner with all the great things that we have in our community. So, of course, doing some research, there's some grant funding out there. So Aaron, Mr. Carrier, and I are working on a grant through the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry. It's to build youth skills training programs for basically ages 16 and above. And I'll let the board know about that, and of course the community, if we would secure anything. But I do have to submit by the end of the day on the 18th. Between the 18th and the 31st, I have to submit my letter of that I really want to go for this grant. And so you guys will see that eventually. So there's that. Current enrollment, we're constantly hovering around that 300. However, what's really nice to see, if you look at the budget, and I'm going to tap into Teresa's former expertise on this, our ADMs, which is our average daily membership, that's where the money is. Each student is weighted. So high school students are weighted more. So we have more high school students than expected, and so that weight is there, and that's really nice for our budget. We need to have that. You'll be getting in deep in this, Deb, so be ready.
I will take the training.
It's not that scary.
Training.
Yeah, Teresa too. Okay, so Mr. Hungerholt failed to mention this, though. He is in the classrooms almost every single day doing evaluations. So we are under a new model right now. It's called the Marzano teaching model. We were under the Charlotte Danielson, which is a national model too. But this is more of a reflective practice where it gets our administration into the classrooms and having more reflective dialogue with teachers and getting them to kind of realize where their strengths and weaknesses are, and even how they can mentor with each other. So that's pretty exciting. So he's in there, even if teachers are off cycle, he's still in there practicing, that model. So just so everybody is aware, and our constituency too, prior to every school year, we sit down and we decide of when we're going to do our emergency drills. So we do have, of course, the tornado drill in April. We do have lockdown drills, and we do have fire drills, 5 of each of those. They are done, whenever we can make it work. Sometimes if you have, for example, a fire drill planned, but it's raining outside, we tend to reschedule. But just so you know, there are 11 safety drills that we punch out, and we do have to report to the state on that. You received this in your email, but this is a really cool thing. The USDA is distributing $1.5 billion to strengthen our school meal programs again. Minnesota alone, and I don't know what we'll be receiving yet. That matrix has not come out at all. But we're going to be receiving 26 million plus just in Minnesota alone for our kids to get good meals here at school. So I'll be talking with our food service director once I get a better grasp of how much that is, because I don't know yet. I don't know. Let's see here. A couple things with buildings and grounds. We did meet tonight, but prior to meeting, we've been off a couple months with that, and we're going to meet about 4 times a year now. But some things that you guys need to know that we've been working on, a lot of it's related to student and staff safety, as well as our community safety when they're in the building. We did install a fob system down in the Cardinal Kids Cardinal Care Center for our parents to come in and out so they don't have to be in the building. Kids won't run down there, so we feel pretty good about that. I'll get back to the one I'm kind of giggling about here, but we also have new panic bars on the teacher entrance doors. That was falling apart, and so there's no way you could get out in a panic or an emergency. So we got new installed doors there, not doors, but the panic bar itself. We also did that to the elementary gym. Many of you have gone in there where it's been unlocked. Not acceptable. We need to keep that locked when it's supposed to be locked. So installing those bars really helps that too. Our fire inspection, as everybody in this room is aware, we go through multiple fire inspections a year. Our report came back last week with flying colors. Everything is working normal, and we're all up to date on what we need to do. Let's see. Also, this is kind of a funny little thing, but I think it's critically important when you kind of look at our budget and safety of kids and our staff. Not only with the age of the building do we have issues with plumbing. We all know that's going to happen. But in terms of our lavatories, and this is always something hard to talk about, but our lavatories, our stools were tending to, and the plumbing was tending to just kind of flush on its own. Even if they hadn't been used for a day or 2 or 3, they just continuously flush, ultimately creating some water issues and things like that. So Mr. Bly and I, our lead custodian and I, have talked for months about that issue, and sure enough, now each stall, each toilet in the building has a timer on it. So it will automatically flush if it needs to, but then also it conserves water with this timer. They are not randomly flushing on their own anymore. They are timed. So again, a lot of this comes out of LTFM, which we need to spend. And the Building and Grounds Committee will be receiving my updated spreadsheet in February when we meet as well. So Tim, you weren't there tonight, but you'll receive an email on the date and time of our next meeting, but also all that spreadsheets and stuff too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Aaron mentioned this too. This is a big deal, and I really highly recommend the community, especially I know many board members have been in Aaron's office related to our Larry Tompkins initiative. And, right now, this is pretty cool to say, LeRoy-Ostrander is on the map, getting nationally recognized for this effort. And it's all about relationships with kids and lowering your disciplinary issues by talking through issues. And so that's a really huge thing for this district. And again, we're going to keep pushing that and keep talking about it because it's a big deal. He also touched base on this, that right now we are being recognized locally, and you're going to hear more and more about this coming soon, but he touched base on the CNA program. But also locally, people are talking about our student services team and how we made that work by maybe giving up some things in terms of funding and implementing in that department. For example, our career navigator, you guys are spending about $10,000 a year to see a person 1 day a year. To me, that was a little too expensive. I thought, I'm going to take that $10,000 and put it to staff, and they can help with career navigation, and they're doing a good job with that. So that's just one thing, but you're going to hear more about that pretty soon. As Aaron said too, it's January, so it's kind of our time to say, hey, welcome to the new year. You remember this last year. It's kind of Aaron and my initiative in January to really remind everybody all the good things we're doing here and some things that we surely need to work on. Want to remind everybody that we did install that outdoor Wi-Fi. With spring quickly coming around the corner, we still have that Wi-Fi that was instituted about a year and a half ago or so. We have multiple committees. Now with the update on the board committees, I'll send that off to all of you, the document
Yeah.
that shows where everybody's name is. I also send it to our district, and it's posted online. If anybody has questions what your board membership is doing on committees, their names are on there. As Teresa stated, our policy review has been rescheduled to February, and you're going to get a load of them, and again, probably, 5 or 6, I think? Something like that.
I was thinking more like 8 or 9.
Oh,
but
maybe
sure.
more than that. That's not fun. Our gender neutral lavatory is fully installed, and that is in compliance with federal law. Let's see here. I will be working tirelessly this spring again on bringing in our staff. And again, all of you have a say in this regarding job descriptions. As I said last year, we didn't have many, and so we created some. So we're going to do it again this spring. I'm just going to talk with the individuals or departments that are identified in the job descriptions. If any changes should occur in those, they'll come to you. If there's no changes, they won't come to you, if that makes sense, because you've already adopted them. But I'll let you know on that. Let's see here. Oh, don't forget, I have not heard back yet from MSBA for the scheduling of the school board summer retreat. We do have to talk about kind of our goals and what you need me to do in terms of buildings and grounds. I know we're doing a lot, but that's part of my goal as your superintendent. You guys gave me that July date, I believe.
Yeah.
And I sent that off to Gary, and so I'll let you know what he responds. I'll get back to him again. Just, hey, don't forget us down here. Reminder too, we did purchase a van and a bus the last 2 years. I'm going to meet with our transportation director and see if I can also get a cycle going with that a little bit more clear. Once we kind of hammer that down, I'll be sure the board is well aware of that. Once you have a cycle, you can plan better. And honestly, when you plan, you can start saving some money. Now, also, keep in mind, when I received that roughly $500,000 grant from MDE, that COVID funding and CARES funding, at this point, and there is a disclaimer in that grant, I did not ask for anything transportation. So we still have that option. So I wanted you to know that in case I have to come forward. It would probably come forward to you, just so you know if I need to change it. But we're kind of there with that. I think that is it for me. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Have we had any response to the job search for the Cardinal kids, or
Some internal candidates.
some internal
Yes.
candidates? Okay,
Yes,
great. Just hoping there was a response for that.
yes.
Thank you.
And a question for me, so Haley has resigned. Do we have anybody stepping into that role?
That was, I can answer that, I guess.
Can you?
Yeah. I know Trevor and Corey have been talking.
Okay.
And Corey said with the amount of girls, I believe, and don't quote me, I might be wrong, but about 13 girls on the JV and varsity.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey thought that she would be able to handle
Handle
this,
it all.
since it's that low of numbers.
Yep, okay,
So I think it's a decision between the AD and the head coach.
yep,
So you'd have to ask Trevor to be sure, but I think that's what I remember them saying.
okay.
So
Just backing off what you're talking about, Pat, just want to throw this out there. Nothing is yet in writing or anything like that. But there's some talk right now with Kingsland. You all recall we talked about the football issue and how we may need to combine the lower levels. We're running numbers. Now is the time to start running numbers. We're going to be coming forward in February with what our decision is. Their numbers are looking good. Ours are actually looking good. So at this point, now that could change, of course, in 1 month, but we want to remind you we're coming back your way. So don't forget that.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Next, we are on to school board committee reports.
I just wanted to mention that I am grateful that I had an opportunity to go up to the Minnesota School Board Association's annual conference, and I was able to go to that, and we heard a lot of great keynote speakers and a lot of, getting a lot of good information. So I appreciate the opportunity to go to that.
The only one I have is SMEC. We have our organizational board meeting Wednesday the 26th, where we do kind of everything we've done as a regular board here. We set dates, attorneys, all that stuff. We are also going to be discussing board versus cabinet role. In the joint powers, it determines the board has the authority to tell the cabinet what authority that they have to act upon. So we're going to be looking at that as well. And of course, like I said last month, we have strategic planning for that this summer, as well as our district. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
So we had a building and grounds committee meeting just before this one. Skeleton crew, there wasn't very many of us able to be there. But Jen mentioned most of what we talked about, but there is an issue with the pool spa. And it has to do with, the pump is shot, but it's not up to code as far as the amount of volume that it pumps. Okay, so we need to get a bigger one. There's no estimates or quotes yet, but the number thrown out has been around $5,000. And I guess we haven't approved at the board level the water heater supposedly, right?
No.
So, but anyway, they're gonna get some quotes on that, and it'd be nice if we could get that done relatively quickly. My wife loves that spa, so I'll hear about it every day if we don't get that
Little
done.
pressure.
Yeah,
So the water heater and the pump, those are two totally different things. Yeah, so
correct.
the water heater we did not get yet. For some reason, I thought we did. No. Okay, so,
No, that was the big sand filter.
The big sand
We
filter I knew
approved
was
that,
there.
That's in.
yeah, okay, so,
Did
And
they
the-
change those standards or something that the pump and the filter aren't adequate now because they
They
were
mu- they
all right
must
for the
have.
I
last
think
20
they
years?
did, Pat,
Well, that's
because,
what I wondered. I figured they must have changed something.
yeah, our pool director had sent me, and guys, if you could help me out a little, or maybe you have it in front of you. So the Department of Minnesota comes in and reviews, right here, the Minnesota Department of Health comes in and reviews what we can and cannot do. So what they're saying is, basically, the spa pool volume was found to be 2,500 gallons, yielding a minimum required flow rate of 84 GPMs. So that we currently only are at 60.
Okay.
So we're, below what we're required to have. And
But
so
over the
what
years,
we've done.
they must have changed that
Yeah.
requirement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they sent us, the statute that we can look at, so it must have just changed too in the letter. So we have actually dumped all the water, it's empty. So if the Department of Health would come, we are clear until this comes forward. So we were going to meet as a Building and Grounds Committee maybe in March or April, but because this is kind of a significant issue for multiple members of our community, we're going to meet again in February with some quotes
good.
to bring to the Building and Grounds Committee to then bring forward to all of you for approval if you'd like. So it'll be kind of a boom, boom. Tim, just so you know, the meeting, the Building and Grounds meeting might not be the same night as it usually is. It might be earlier than that, so then we can grab the
Get
quotes
some
and review them
quotes.
more.
Sure.
Yeah. So. We don't know the date yet, though. Monday or Tuesday, probably the week before.
Next, we have calendar updates. January 28th is a no-school staff development day. February 8th, the community Q&A session will be held at 12 o'clock noon. February 8th, policy review is at 3 p.m. February 15th, school board meeting will be at 6 o'clock. February 21st, no school. March 8th, community Q&A session again at 12 o'clock. March 8th, policy review at 3 o'clock. And March 15th, the regular board meeting will be at 6 p.m.
Oh, I want to jump back to school board comments quick. If everybody's coming south into town on the 14-mile stretch, if you get to Dan and Nikki Lowhouse's house, they made a big sign congratulating the school and the football team for being the state championship. So I just wanted to tell everybody that. If you see Dan and Nikki,
That's awesome.
tell them thank you. It's a very nice sign.
You think we could get them to make one to put by the school?
We can negotiate. We can talk. We can try.
With lights and
Yeah.
Yeah.
neon lights
Yeah,
and everything.
that'd be good.
If nobody has anything else, we are looking for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Tim,
Second.
second by Deb. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting adjourned at 6:54 p.m.